Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening every Thursday. I'm your host, Leslie Klein, and we've got a great show today. Today, we're stepping into some a powerful convergence of astrology, UAP disclosure news, and rising global curiosity as we explore what's unfolding both in the skies above and here on Earth. So let's get into it. I love to start with the astrological news of what's happening in the world, in the cosmos. And we are the sun sign is in the sign of Gemini. So happy birthday to all my Geminis out there. The twin signs, Gemini is an air sign as well. And so this shift from we were in Taurus before, which is a very grounded energy. Now we're in Gemini, which is an air element energy. And so there's a definite shift between in the collective energy between towards communication. Let me put my words up here. Communication, curiosity, social connection, mental stimulation, learning, adaptability, and fast moving information. So these are all the qualities of the Gemini energy. So we have the sun in Gemini and then a new moon coming up that'll be in Gemini too. So we'll be having a double Gemini effect happening on June 15th. So, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication and computers and contracts and this kind of thing, this season tends to accelerate conversations, media activity, networking, travel, and the exchange of ideas. And there are a lot of big ideas that are starting to be revealed. And so this strongly aligns with the rapid disclosure and revelation themes that we are currently experiencing. So let's talk about the moon. Now we've talked about the sun. Now we're going to talk about the moon. So the moon, we're in the waning phase of the moon, meaning we had a full moon just not too long ago on May 31st in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. And the new moon will happen on June 15th in the sign of Gemini, as I just said. So this energy is shifting from revelation and expansion, right? The Sagittarian energy, expansion, higher learning, into reflection and integration, also discernment. Themes of the waning moon include processing new information, and there's a lot of that happening, releasing outdated beliefs, integrating recent insights, and preparing for the new moon in Gemini. It's always what we do during a waning moon. We're getting ready for the new cycle, and seeking truth while remaining grounded. So this feels particularly aligned with the current UAP conversation, where many people are sorting through competing narratives and trying to determine what is real. We're learning how to use our discernment. So let's talk about UFO, UAP disclosure. As above, so below. And while the cosmos invites us to expand our awareness, the UAP disclosure movement continues to challenge what we think we know about our place in the universe. So the big news that's happened over the last few weeks is that the Pentagon had their second batch of UAP files released. And so far, we've had two releases from the war.gov /UFO website. So the first drop came on May 8th, and it was followed by a second release on May 22nd. And we have gotten confirmation from the Department of War that there is also a third release that they are getting ready for. So whether these files ultimately contain groundbreaking revelations or simply more pieces of a much larger puzzle, it's clear we're witnessing an unprecedented level of public access to historical UAP records. There were over 1 billion clicks on the war.gov website. So that tells you what kind of interest people have. Now, shortly after last week's show on Thursday, that evening, Aliens.gov got released. I talked about this probably a month ago, how the White House secured Aliens.gov and Alien.gov website, and they finally made it live last Thursday, and it's gotten a lot of, I would say, negative reviews because many in the disclosure community express concern that this website appears to blend the UAP discussion with immigration and border security issues. So this is creating confusion. And actually, um, there is a group called the United Experiencers Initiative, which is led by Natalie Hill, who is someone that is one of my interviews on Galactic Good Vibes. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Let me see, we've got a comment. And okay, so the United Experiencers Initiative, she actually responded with a change.org petition. I've used these petitions online before and have had really great results. So I want to share this page with you here. Okay, here is the website. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So this is the change.org website, and I'm going to give you the link. I created a short, tiny URL link so that you can actually sign this if this is something that you're interested in. And here we go. Let me show you this website. So change.org. Now she's only got 79 signatures. She only started this a few days ago. And so this is what the petition says. Change the aliens.gov website. This is bigger than politics. Disclosure matters. And so I'll read a little bit about it. The UEI stands in firm opposition to the framing and intent of the White House's newly launched aliens.gov website. UEI is a nonprofit built around one central truth that contact with non-human intelligence carries a message of love, unity, and care for one another and for this planet. That message stands in direct contradiction to what the aliens.gov website represents. We want to be clear, we're not opposed to protecting our communities. She talks about the illegal immigrants who may have committed crimes, etc. But her main concerns are using the language and visual aesthetics of extraterrestrial contact. Phrases like they walk among us, an invasion, sci-fi styling, and the deliberate invocation of 60 years of government secrecy around UAP phenomenon to indirectly and subconsciously instill fear about extraterrestrials is a profound misuse of that language. The experiencer community has long carried the weight of stigma precisely because of fear-based narratives around the unknown. We will not stay silent while that same fear is deliberately manufactured and pointed at vulnerable people. The language presented on this website is misleading and damaging to disclosure. Language matters, and the truth has been suppressed and blurred for far too long. Secondly, dehumanizing immigrants by framing them as alien threats is not just a political choice, it's a moral one. The beings our community has encountered have never communicated division, threat, or otherness. They have communicated the opposite. We take that seriously. The United Experiencers Initiative calls on the White House to retire the aliens.gov platform in its current form. The language of contact and disclosure does not belong in the service of fear. It belongs to all of us, and it carries a responsibility. We are disclosure and we are change. So, this petition, I think, is something that we can do if you are upset about the aliens.gov website, which it really ticked me off. So I was one of the first people to sign. So here again is tinyurl.com/capital GVTV Alien Gov petition. And that'll get you directly to the change.org website where the petition is. And if you feel so inclined, please sign it. It makes a difference. So as the UEI continues to push for clarity and accountability in the real world disclosure conversation, the Congressional UAP Caucus and whistleblower David Grusch, they're scheduled to hold a press conference this coming Tuesday on June 9th at 1 o'clock. And this will happen on the Capitol steps. And so, for many in the transparency movement, this is one of the most significant public events since the congressional hearings of recent years. And if I am able to, I will be restreaming it live, possibly with some commentary. So, again, that's Tuesday the 9th at 1 o'clock in front of the Capitol steps. So if you happen to be in Washington, D.C., you can go there and be there in person. I know that there are many Citizens for Disclosure volunteers that are planning on being there as well to show a presence. And, this is, political activism. We're being activists in making change in our government, which is what a democracy does, right? So that's on the 9th. And then 3 days later, we have the premiere of Disclosure Day, Steven Spielberg's new movie. So it opens nationwide on June 12th. And this movie centers on non human intelligence and humanity's reaction to learning that we are not alone. So, this is going to be a pivotal moment, I think, in humanity's consciousness and awareness because Steven Spielberg says everything in the movie is true. It's based on real facts. He's been working with the government agencies that know, and he's put the truth in there. So this is going to be something that's really going to impact our community if you're paying attention. And, this is one of the reasons why I am one of the members of the Citizens for Disclosure, which is the grassroots arm of the New Paradigm Institute. And the New Paradigm Institute is Danny Sheehan is the CEO of the New Paradigm Institute, and he's actually going to host 4 live Q&A sessions the 4 Sundays after the June 12th Disclosure Day movie comes out. He's going to be talking about ontological shock, which is a lot of people are concerned about. Let me give you the definition of what ontological shock is. It's the psychological impact that can occur when deeply held assumptions about reality are challenged. So, depending on what people are, thinking about ETs, extraterrestrials, and us not being the only, conscious beings in the universe, depending on how you feel about that, will kind of determine what kind of ontological shock you may be experiencing. So, if you want to uh, go to these Zoom Q&As that are happening on the 4 Sundays after with Danny Sheehan, go to newparadigminstitute.org and sign up. This is where you sign up you can sign up as a volunteer or just sign up for the newsletter. But when you do, you will get the information for the Zoom links that will happen. So, I don't know. I think you can see the comments there. So let's talk now about the UAP Transparency Pledge campaign. This is one of the efforts that the Citizens for Disclosure is working on as well. And this is a pledge campaign where we're contacting all of the over 500 Congress people, both the House of Representatives and the Senate, and also candidates that are running for office. And we're asking them to sign this pledge. And you can actually get your congressperson to sign this pledge by going to this tinyurl.com/capital GVTV transparency. And you just fill out your information. The site figures out who your congresspeople are. It has a letter ready done, and you just send it. So easy. It'll take less than 2 minutes to do. And so this is another way that you can actively participate in making change in the world. So let's see. Yeah, Rumble Creek's making some statements here, and I guess I can share some of these. So Rumble Creek is saying that humans at this point have non-human intelligence. I can see how you feel that. We are paradoxically getting dumber as we advance. That's another point. And humans are evil, warlike species, don't know why another species will want to come here. Well, my understanding, and I am not an experiencer, but I am a believer, and I've listened to the testimony of many people and channelers that have communicated with the ETs, and there's several different species. And so, my understanding is they are here to help us evolve because there are so many humans that are what you're saying, Rumble Creek, just unevolved. We'll be nice about it. And so, they're here to help. And that's my understanding of why they're here to help us evolve. They are more advanced than us, both not just technologically, but spiritually as well. So, this is why I think this is important. And this is, important part of uh, being a human at this particular time, in our humanity. So, and because of that, what I've also started to do is to interview those experiencers. And I started the series called Galactic Good Vibes. Um, and Natalie Hill, part two is available. And I'm working on part three. I thought I'd have it done by today, but that didn't happen. So the way you can get to the latest version, just you can go to the YouTube channel. You'll see them all there under Galactic Good Vibes. It's a playlist, or just go to this tinyurl.com/GGV Hill 2, and that gets you to Natalie Hill's part two. Very interesting part two, and part three is coming up. I'm working on that right now. I'm learning so much by doing these interviews with these experiencers, and it's fascinating. And, you do have to have an open mind to kind of digest some of this information as opposed to being closed-minded. I never feel like being closed-minded is a good thing. It's better to be open-minded and explore possibilities, and then know that you can make a choice of what it is that you want to believe or what you want to do based on that information, because we have that sovereignty. So check out the Good Galactic Good Vibes series. It is very enlightening. So check it out. All right. So I like to talk about conscious activism, being aware of, you know, especially if you're in the United States, we have a democracy and we have a way of impacting and influencing our government so that it works for us, we the people. But we have to participate for this to work. And because we haven't participated for periods of time, I think this is why we're in the situation that we are right now. So I like to follow the nokings.org website. They tell us about different protests that are peaceful protests, mind you, that are constitutional, the right to peacefully assemble. And on June 14th, the Committee for the First Amendment is hosting an event called Rise Up and Sing Out. It's a concert for the First Amendment, and it will be an uplifting evening of song, solidarity, and action. Bette Midler will be singing, and also Jane Fonda is part of the lineup. So you can just go to this Rise Up, and let me see if I can share this with you, the website. I'm going to take this one off. Give me 1 second here. So, Rise Up and Sing Out. It's free concert. Well, in person, it's not. It's happening at 7:30 on June 14th, which is also Flag Day, at the Town Hall in New York City. And these are several of the people speaking. Joy Reid is also going to be there, Jane Fonda, like I said. But you can buy tickets and go to the event, or find a watch party, or host a watch party, or just watch from home. So I just signed up to watch from home. And, it'll be a great event to share. So, you can go to the website. I talked about this last week. So you can go to the website and check that out. See a couple more comments. Okay. So Shane Hughes is saying that's because education in America isn't getting the funding it should. I agree with that. And yeah, keep them dumb, you can manipulate them. And that is so true. That is why we need to take back our power by educating ourselves. We've got so many tools now between the internet and AI that we can learn and find out the information that they've been, keeping from us. And so this is feels so important to be involved and take action. You don't want to just be pissed off and do nothing about it. You want, if you get, have righteous indignation about something, do something about it. And I'm making suggestions on things that you can do. The other thing you could do if you don't want to actually participate in any of these particular events in person, you can still do the work at home and do some meditation. Pam Gregory from the UK does this meditation every day for 15 minutes where you're sending love and light to the planet. You can go to her website and she has some guided meditations you can use, but it's just 2 o'clock Eastern time here. It's 7 o'clock Eastern time, UK time where she's at. But wherever you are at, just figure out what 2 o'clock Eastern time is for your particular area. And for 15 minutes, just send love and light to the planet. By doing this, it's another way to make a change in our world because we do have, the power to do this. So let's move from conscious action into conscious stillness. Excuse me, as we ground all of this energy with a short guided meditation. So let me get the music started. And here we go. Called the Guided Meditation Integration, Truth, and Cosmic Grounding. So if you are in a place where you can do this meditation, great. If you're driving or operating heavy equipment, do not do this meditation now. Watch the replay and do it then. So let's all take a breath. And if you're able to, close your eyes gently and take a slow, deep breath through your nose and exhale fully. Again, breathe in and release. One more time. Breathing in calm awareness and letting go. Now bring your attention to your heart. Imagine a soft golden light glowing there, steady, warm, and alive. With every breath, that light expands. You are safe here. You are present. You are connected. And as we move through this waning moon phase, following the powerful full moon in Sagittarius, this is a time of integration, not rushing, not forcing conclusions, simply allowing the truth to unfold within you at the pace it is meant to arrive. Feel yourself standing beneath a vast night sky. The cosmos above you feels alive with movement, questions, signals, revelations, and possibilities. And yet you do not need to grasp it all. You only need to stay centered in your own awareness. Now imagine a gentle stream of light moving from your head to your heart. This is clarity. This is discernment. Not fear-based judgment, but calm inner knowing. As conversations around disclosure expand in the world, new information, public statements, emerging narratives, allow yourself to remain grounded in your own energy. You can observe without attachment. You can stay open without being unsteady. Now feel roots extending from your feet deep into the earth. As we move toward the incoming Gemini New Moon, you are supported in clarity, curiosity, and mental alignment. You're stable enough to stay grounded and flexible and flexible enough to receive new information without fear. No matter what is revealed externally, you remain connected to what is real within you. Take a moment to feel both directions at once. Above you, the vast unknown of the cosmos. Below you, the steady support of the earth. You exist in the space between mystery and embodiment, between curiosity and calm, between expansion and grounding. Now bring your awareness back to your heart. Feel gratitude for your own presence in this moment of collective awakening. A time of questions, a time of possibility, a time of remembering that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. Now take a slow breath in and exhale. One more breath in and release. And as you return, carry this with you. I stay grounded in truth. I stay open to wonder. I trust my inner center. Begin to gently come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and when you're ready, open your eyes. So I hope that was helpful to get you into a peaceful mood. And welcome back. So I hope this meditation helped you feel more grounded, centered, and aligned within your heart. Now that we've got this peaceful connection and we're connected to this peaceful energy, I like to talk about the spread of the week and actually do a spread of the week. And this week's spread is called the Higher Self Spread. So we've got, and I'll share with you the cards that I'm using are the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. This is the pocket version. And so with this Higher Self Spread, I have been getting these from this book called 111 Oracle Spreads for Every Day. So let's talk about what these 4 cards represent. So card number 1 is a message from your higher self. And actually, let me read in the book a little bit about the spread. Your higher self is your inner guide, gently nudging and communicating with you as you move throughout the world, making decisions and making progress. Use the spread to dive into this virtuous aspect of yourself, which helps keep you on track and moving toward all things for your greater good. So, and I do this to try to show you that it is easy to use oracle cards or tarot cards, because you just read the book and you're wanting to intuit it as well. I don't know this deck as well as I do, say, tarot decks, so I'm learning this deck as we go. I can't just tell you what all the cards mean. I have to read the description. But so card number 1 is going to represent the message from your higher self. Card number 2 is representing the qualities of your higher self. Card number 3, position, is how to connect with your higher self. And card number 4 are the ways your higher self can best serve you. So I have, let's see how I can do this. Add this. There we go. Try to set up my camera so you can see. So I don't know if I can make it like this. Let's see. I'm going to take that. There we go. It's a little bit better. All right. I was trying to make it so you could see these cards better. All right. So card number 1 is to the sea. This is the message from your higher self. To the sea. That's card number 7. So card number 7, to the sea, being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. This is the message from our higher self. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. So, the message from our higher self: be in the flow of life. Card number 2 represents qualities of your higher self. And the card we're getting is Observer. Interesting. Observer. That's number 49. The essential meanings are perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. Again, the qualities of your higher self is the observer, seeing the big picture, right? Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So that's the qualities of our higher self, which totally makes sense. And number 3 is this card. And number 3 is Truth Be Told. So you can see that. Truth Be Told. It's number 14. All right, number 14. Honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication, how to connect with your higher self. Okay. The message is there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, which is a subjective, according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time where when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is. Peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. So, this is how to connect with our higher self. Truth be told is to be honest. accept things at face value, be honest with ourselves, right? So that makes sense. And card number 4 is TikTok. We got this one last week. TikTok. And this is number 30. So, ways your higher self can best serve you. Timelessness, divine timing, event measurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co create the life you desire. So release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. So ways your higher self can best serve you. So, it was let's see, this one. To the sea has to do, this again was the message from your higher self. To the sea representing being in the flow, right? It's very natural for us to be in contact with our higher selves, to be in the flow. And when you are in connection with your higher self, life flows. Have you ever noticed that? Um, Card number 2 represents the qualities of the higher self. And again, um, whoops, there we go. Qualities of your higher self: observer, and that makes sense. Zooming out, seeing the big picture, putting it all into perspective. Card number 3, again, truth be told, how to connect with your higher self is be honest. Um, whether you do meditation to connect with your higher self or journaling. I love journaling too. It's a great way to just put your thoughts out there and just ask higher self, what do you think? And see what answers you get. You'll be amazed. You just got to ask and then be open to the conversation. And then the last card, ways your higher self can best assist you. So understanding that life, that time really doesn't exist. We're in the present now moment where everything is happening at the same time, past, present, and future. And that's why it's so important to be in the present moment. So anyway, that's the deck that I've got, or the spread that I have to share with you. And hopefully you found that of interest. And if you like these cards or this book, you can go to good-vibes.tv, go to my Amazon store, and you can purchase any of these products that I do mention. All right. So we're coming down to the end of the show now with the tip of the week to raise your vibration. So I like to talk about what last week's tip was, just to kind of bring it all together. So last week's tip was to choose discernment over fear, especially when we're getting all kinds of crazy information coming at us. And this week, with so much emotional intensity, revelation energy, and conflicting information in the collective, one of the highest vibration things you can do is pause before reacting. And this is what we talked about last week. Whether it's world news, disclosure news, relationships, social media narratives, ask yourself this question: does this expand me into clarity and empowerment, or pull me into fear and chaos? So if it does the first thing, stay with it. But if it pulls you into fear and chaos, just say no. Just let it go. Now, this week's tip of the week is to look up in awe and wonder. And so this week, I'm inviting you to spend at least 10 minutes under the open sky, could be day or night, no phone, no distractions, just you and the cosmos. And as conversations about disclosure continue to unfold, remember that one of the most powerful ways to raise your vibration isn't searching for answers, it's reconnecting with a sense of wonder and awe. Look at the moon, look at the stars. Watch the clouds drift by. Allow yourself to feel the awe of being alive in this extraordinary universe. When's the last time that you spent time looking up at the sky, at the cosmos? Wonder is a high vibrational state, and sometimes the greatest insights arrive when we're certain, just simply present. So, tip of the week, look up at the sky in awe and wonder. And kindly read for me. Okay. Okay. So, well, that does it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Get this information out there. I'm very excited because on my YouTube channel, I'm so close to 500 people. I haven't checked the last time. It was like 493, something like that. So I'm like 7 subscribers away from 500, which is halfway to the 1,000 mark. So please, like, share, subscribe, specifically to my YouTube channel, because that will really be helpful. And again, I want to thank you today for watching. Let's see if there's any comments. Thank you for joining. And remember that wherever you are on your journey, remember that your energy matters, your consciousness matters, and together we are really helping raise the vibration of the planet one person at a time. So until next time, see you on Tuesday at the June 9th, 1 o'clock Capitol Step press conference. And I hope you watch the movie Disclosure Days, but I'll see you before that on the 11th. So take care, everyone, and have a beautiful weekend. Take care. Peace out.